Hello everyone, welcome to my 137th live stream. Today is Friday, June 23rd. So happy to see you all. Thank you guys for coming. And let's start, shall we? Let's see, I'm going to start the voice call. Hey Dan, Megamatt.
Hey man, what's up?
Not much. Thank you guys for coming. I came back from Italy from my trip with my family. Lot of new Walking Dead stuff happening in the franchise, and yeah, I'm just really glad we get to have a chance to chat again because it's been a while, and yeah, I'm this new I guess the title of the stream is thriving or dying, and that's kind of what we can talk about. So basically with the stream, anything goes as far as the Walking Dead franchise, and we can talk about all the good, bad, and what we want to see happening forward. So yeah, man.
I actually
absolutely.
I actually was gonna ask something too, like before we get into it too, is like because I know obviously you finished the main show, like. Have you been watching like Dead City or like I know you gave up on Fear. What about Dead City?
I have not watched any of it, but like I know some things about it. You know what I mean, from other people. I've talked with Dead Walker and stuff. I found out, and you may have seen me talk about it on your in your channel, Dan. Like I was like, what? There's a 5-year time jump? I'm like, that's insane. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Oh, that's major. I actually didn't even know it was a 5-year time jump until like a few days ago. I remember I saw it on like the wiki. I'm like, whoa, this skipped 5 years?
I remember I saw like it was like because Fear had like 7 years and then like Dead City had like 5 years. I'm like, man, this is crazy.
I know,
Yeah, man, AMC with the time jumps, man. Like I don't know, you guys. I'm just gonna say it. I feel like they're addicted now because like ever since Angela Kang took over, it's just been time jump, time jump, time jump.
Yeah, and it's like here's the thing too, right? It's like with season 8 of Fear, I can understand because they were trying to like link up to the timelines where Walking Dead is, but then it's like then Dead City goes like 5 years later in the future, so it's like oh man, like. What's the point, I guess? Like, I don't know.
That one is a big jump, I'll say, yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Right, because now I'm just thinking of, well, one is, Judith is almost an adult now. That's one thing. And are Rick and Michonne back? Is Daryl back? Is Morgan back? I have so many questions because it's in the future now.
That is true.
Man, my biggest question going around after all these time jumps is that it's like, obviously the Summit show, like we don't know how far we'll go when it comes to the timeline, like that we'll have to see, I guess, but it's like, are they going to be done with Kaylee Fleming? Because like they're jumping a lot now.
I'd assume so.
Exactly. And I asked some people this, I'm like, by the time Rick and Michonne come back, by the time we actually see these characters reunite, Judith's going to have her own kid. Like,
oh, I know.
They'll go full comic accurate.
Yeah. So Josh said it was his birthday. Happy birthday again, Josh. Rowdy says this franchise is all over the place right now. It kind of is. I didn't watch the video, but I saw the thing with Daryl floating on the boat, and I as soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, they're really gonna do. He floats to France. Like
a lot of people are actually doing it's like talking about this too. It's like I remember instantly when I saw that teaser, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a video covering this. And like I remember a lot of people were just like, Dan, maybe you should give it a chance. Like, the show could be good. I'm like, yeah, it could be good, but at least based off that teaser, I'm like, man, this looks just odd. Like it looks so weird so far.
Yeah.
Straight up,
exactly. Like Matt. Hey guys, something I also realized with Dead City, like if there's a 5-year time jump, I think that makes Maggie in her late 30s, and Negan, that puts him at what, 60?
That's true.
So yeah, I'm just shocked they actually went and done 5 years in Dead City.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so I heard I heard astounding things from Fear, even though I didn't watch it. I've heard from my good friends all the amazing things that happen in 8A, and I'm just thinking like, wow, man, Ian, every season you don't, even though I stopped watching it, you really don't think Ian and Andy could get any worse as writers, and then they surprise you.
Oh yeah, they just created the worst villain arc like of The Walking Dead in my eyes, at least the Walking Dead universe. It's just the goofiest thing I might have ever seen on TV. No joke.
I was gonna say, like, Padre is very just. Well, it is. It's the worst group. Like, they're so hyped up to be like something they're not, and then I'll just say the leader of the group is like probably the goofiest lead of a villain group I've ever seen.
Let me guess, it's a skinny woman with the afro.
No, it's actually well, it's kind of like part leads. Like, she's like somewhat the lead, and then you get this other guy that's like this like scaredy cat that like shakes his gun around every 2 seconds, even though he acts like he's this like tough guy behind this mirror. I'm like, dude, you are a terrible villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I heard Troy is coming back from the dead, mind you.
He is.
And that he's not a villain. Shocker. Bet he's going to be a pacifist too. And I also did you guys hear that he has there's another thing about Troy's character? Like, it's a rumor. I don't know if you guys want me to say it, but
Is it I'm trying to dance around it just for the people watching. Is it like
it's this.
something that, like, is it a person with him?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I do know about that.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I mean, I guess we won't spoil it for anybody that wants to see it. Like, I guess you can go watch it for yourself, even though I tell you right now, anybody that's watching, you're not missing much. Like, to me, Fear, this whole season has just been, I mean, like usual, it's just been bad. I guess if I had to say a few things I do like, I'll go over the tiny things I do like. I think, I don't know if you heard about this, but like, at the end, Morgan finally is leaving Fear, and he's gonna go look for Rick, which I'm like, that's good. I'll give them that.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. Let me read the chat real quick. Maggie, let's see. New Hilltop relocated. Daryl had too many drinks. Nick asked, "Hey Matt, did you like the Dead City episode 1?"
Did I like Dead City episode 1? I thought it was fantastic.
Man, you know, oh, and actually, just a bit of a heads up for anybody that's watching the stream, Matt here hasn't watched the second episode of Dead City, so, like, yeah, maybe just don't go into, like, too many spoilers for it, but episode 1 he's seen, so he can answer any questions.
Yep.
Yeah. Both episodes are great. Episode 1's better. Rowdy says Padre is legit the worst storyline of any Walking Dead show. Wow. Shriek. Oh, I thought it was Strike. Shriek is a legit joke. How are you doing, Rowdy? Negan, knock knock scene, hilarious. I'm doing good. Hold on, let me just keep reading. Yeah, that's it. So, okay, so, let's talk about, the Walking Dead franchise in general. Do you guys, I'm still waiting for it. When do you guys think we're gonna get this Avengers, Endgame, Infinity War, CRM battle? When do you guys think we're gonna get it? Because, to me, I'm just still thinking like, wow, with Dead City time skipping, like, and Daryl just in France, like, and apparently Carol's gonna be in it too. Like, I'm just thinking like, where is this all leading to? I legit am so curious because Morgan is, Morgan is gonna go look for Rick, except Michonne is gonna, we know Michonne's gonna find Rick, and then, in their show. And she's the one who's going to try and save him from the CRM. We know that's going to happen. Daryl went to go look for Rick. He gets stuck in France. So imagine if they do a spin-off where Morgan goes to look for Rick and he gets lost in
Mexico.
No, they did Mexico, but Canada. Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
I would like to see Canada in the franchise. That, to be honest, like, I kind of wish that's where Daryl went, because it wouldn't be.
That'd be amazing.
Well, it wouldn't be as unbelievable. Like him going to France to me, I'm just like, okay, how? Like, how in the world did you get there?
Right.
Exactly.
I have to ask. I have to ask. Do you guys think that that plot is so dumb? Daryl going to France. That does it feel like a Clementine lives scenario where you're just like, I can't consider this canon. Like, because yeah, for me, that's how I see it. Because I'm just thinking of if Daryl is seriously going to float to France, I just feel like that's going to break the realism of the Walking Dead world. Like, just too much. I know that the Walking Dead is not 100% realistic, but I feel like that's just going to be too much. You know?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I'll say about that: is him going to France. At least in my eyes, I think it's pretty ridiculous. Like, here's the thing: if Rick was there, it wouldn't bother me because CRM resources, all that. Like, you could find a way for that. But Daryl, makes no sense. Although, like, with the Clem lives thing and like the non canon and all that, like, I unfortunately have to look at this Daryl show as canon just because, like, there's stuff going on that could phase into other things. Like, it's canon, unfortunately. Where with Clem lives, like that, it's like, well, who really cares about that?
Well, I was actually going to say, too, one of the sad things, not only like you just said, it's canon because it's probably going to connect other things down the line because they like to connect things, but it's like, I've literally heard them already say, like, yeah, Dead City, yeah, we want to get like 4 or 5 seasons out of that. Oh, Daryl show, we're already planning a season 3. Like, I'm like, man, like, you really are just going all out. Like, if we're gonna get any kind of like endgame, like crossover, like CRM war, we're at least waiting like over 5 years, and that's if we're
We'll be old and gray.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so frustrating, man. Because that's so frustrating because it's like I want that CRM war so badly. Imagine if Rick tries to fight, imagine if Negan tries to fight General Beale and he just gets his butt kicked. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is not something to mess with. This guy is stronger than any other villain they faced before. Which, by the way, speaking of villains, let us be honest, because when it comes to villains, for some reason, if they're not written by Robert Kirkman, AMC for some reason cannot do villains. 90% of the villains in Fear have been awful, and I heard the Dead City villains are not that great either from Chosen. So I'm just thinking of, man, I'm like, okay, so, and then I joked about him. I'm like, you know what? Mackie and Negan are the villains of Dead City. They're the villains. Because
yeah. I can actually say, like, I actually agree with that. Like, pretty much none of like the TV show exclusive villains are any good. The only one I think so far that's, I would say, intriguing. I gotta see more of them though. But like Armstrong, I think so far in Dead City is actually pretty good. Like,
he's phenomenal in my eyes so far.
The actor has a lot of charisma, I would say. I can't say like, oh, he's gonna be like a top tier villain. I gotta see where he goes, but I think he had a good introduction. So
yeah, and Croat, that actor, is also doing an amazing job with what he's done so far. The charisma is fantastic.
Yeah, like, I actually disagree when people say that like the Dead City villains are not that good. I think so far it's the one time a spin-off show actually like pretty much so far has been flawless with the villains.
Interesting. Nick asks, hey, that's good. Hey, Matt and Dan, how are you two doing?
Doing good.
Yeah, doing good.
Awesome. Selling Amazon Prime, something a day. Hold on. Oh wait, got another one. Hey, Matt and Dan, I do feel like the Walking Dead universe is dying. Yeah, what do you guys think about that? Because to me, here's the thing. I think it's a bit of both. Where, certain things, new ideas, like certain things that they're doing, it's like, okay, that is fresh. A lot of fans are liking that. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. For Fear has been killing the franchise for a long time. Like,
Fear has, yes.
I would say like this is at least how I kind of look at it is like Dead City. I think so far it's not like a show where it's like, oh, you have to watch it, but it's entertainment, so I can still consider that really good so far. And I actually don't really think it's had anything too bad about it so far. It is a fresh show. The Rick show, the Daryl show, yeah, no, I'm not too excited. And
that sounds whack, yeah.
Well, this new like more Tales of the Walking Dead show that's a separate show from Tales of the Walking Dead. I'm like, what is going on here?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And also, like I said before, don't oversaturate the fans with too much Walking Dead. 3 spin-offs is more than enough. You know? Like don't do
Absolutely.
or shows, yeah. Let's see. Nick asks, hey, oh wait. What's your Discord Walking Dead? Hey, Brian, I'm willing to give. Oh, he says I'm willing to give the Daryl show a chance to see if it's good. And he says, hey Dan, I think the Croat villain in Dead City is interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Rowdy says Armstrong and Croat are great. Interesting names though, like seriously. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you guys heard, but I heard there's gonna be I heard there's the villain for Fear 8B is I heard a rumor of his name. Like, do you guys want me to type it? Or do you want
Sure.
me to
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll read it silently.
Yeah, I heard
that's a weird name.
I haven't heard anything about that. Dang.
I heard a rumor about that from somewhere. I don't remember where, but I'm just thinking of like I knew Troy wasn't going to be the villain. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, Morgan's gone, Mo's gone, Grace is gone. First off, Sarah and Wendell are gone. Charlie's gone. Luciana might be gone. It's like I love how Fear did the time skip and got rid of Pastor Jacobs too. All those unnecessary characters that they never bothered to kill off. Like oh my goodness, that I heard about that. Like those characters went missing. I'm just like, wow. When a show knows that half its cast suck and they just get rid of them off screen. Like
they got rid of all of them. The only one I've seen in like teaser, this is just public knowledge too. I did see Luciana's popping back up for the final episodes, but like apparently the actress from Mo Collins, the Sarah actress, literally is like stated on her Instagram. She's just like, yeah, like they never asked for me to come back throughout all of season 8, so like I don't know what happened to my character. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Wow.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah. And this always bugged me with Mo. She technically is 7 years old because they said there was a 7-year time skip. You know what I mean? But she's 8.
Mm-hmm.
But then she's also played by a 12, 13-year-old. So it's like, what? And then, I don't know. It's just, oh my goodness. I heard she was the cringiest child character ever that The Walking Dead has ever done, or one of them. And I'm just thinking of, wow, so this is Fear's version of Judith. They failed. Like, you know,
you know what's hilarious about this character, and it actually like is so funny, is the character is basically like overpowered like to crap. Like the character basically can do anything and everything, is like overpowered, basically has like this all-time knowledge. They basically make the character more powerful than Morgan, and it's absolutely hilarious when it is shown on screen.
Well, there's like 2 examples of her being like just insanely unrealistic, and one of them is that she has apparently never killed a zombie in her life, but then in 801 she kills a zombie for the first time. Then in 805, which takes place like only a couple days after that premiere, she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna take out like thousands of zombies. Yeah, I'm just gonna be able to do that. And it's like she actually manages to take some of them out just on her own. And second of all, she literally stabs Morgan. Morgan passes right out. And it's like, okay, I'm 8 years old, and I'm gonna pick up a passed out Morgan, drag him into this little like camper thing, and literally tie him up. Like, sure, because if you're 8 years old, you could pick Morgan up and drag him somewhere. That's, yeah, sure.
Dan, you gotta remember, in the Fear the Walking Dead universe, as long as it's off screen, anything is possible.
That's very true. Troy Otto got hit in the head with a hammer and drowned and blew up, but he's back, so.
He's fine and dandy.
I know. Imagine he just oh my goodness. Remember have you guys seen the Robot Chicken special from The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
I have.
Dude, that's what Troy should be like. He should be like, "Hi Madison. Hi Madison." That's all he says. "Hi Madison." That's all he says because he has brain damage. Because remember when Glenn...
Oh, like the Glenn segment?
Yeah.
Like, come on. This is ridiculous. Troy was dead and drowned under an exploding dam. And it's like, he's alive now. I mean, seriously, can we even consider this canon? Because, like, they made someone come back to life. Like, how do you do that in The Walking Dead? And not the zombie way. I mean, a person came back alive from the dead.
Oh, you know what's funny about that too is there's literally like it's like hard to get them, but there's like a leaked shot of him on set that released from about 6 months ago, and you can see the side of his head don't even have a scar. They're gonna act like this never even happened, and they're gonna just be like, "Oh, Troy's back. Yep, there he is."
Well, it's like when he got bashed in the head in season 3, like, let's be honest, I don't know about you two, but when I saw that scene, I was just like, okay, she killed him. And then she whacks him in the head like twice. I'm like, okay, he's dead. That's true. And then they go out of their way to show the water like washing over him with him laying there, and it blows up. But like, even though they gave us all of that confirmation to make sure he's dead, it's like, no, yeah, he's just back now because we don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm starting to consider, you know what, Ian and Andy, maybe they're not the dumbest writers on the planet, because if we remember in season 3, Troy got stabbed in the eye with a spoon by Madison, and his eye healed completely in like a week. And then he stabbed his own hand. Remember that? He stabbed his own hand with a knife in season 3, and his hand healed completely. So I think Troy is a mutant in the world of The Walking Dead. He's like a Wolverine. He could just heal from anything.
I was just about to say that this dude be freaking playing the next Wolverine with those kind of freaking powers. Holy crap!
You know, here's the thing about Troy, right? With Troy, that's fine, like, that's goofy, that's terrible, whatever. Like, here's the thing, right? I was already kind of obsessed about the fact that Madison was literally resurrected when they confirmed her dead, but here's the catch, right? It's like, we didn't see it. We didn't actually see her die on screen, so as unrealistic as it is, I can't sit here and say she died on screen, but Troy, yeah, you cannot tell me that he did not die on screen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Rowdy says Finch is even worse. He is 5 to 7 years old, but he's played by a 15-year-old. Man,
yeah, that's true, actually. A 15-year-old. Actually, I think he's 16 with a driver's license now, apparently, and friggin' he's playing a 7-year-old.
Well, might I add, they screwed him over big time because literally, I actually kind of liked the Finch character, and I like that Dwight finally had a son, and then it's just like, no, now he doesn't have a son dies, and him and Sherry break up. I'm like, man, way to, like, mess with Dwight. Holy.
Total Dwight torture.
Yeah.
Right. I love how season 7 was building up their eventual child. You know, Dwight and Sherry having a child. And by the way, AMC has done it once again. They killed off a legacy character. Now tell me, what do you guys consider more a legacy character? Morgan's adopted daughter, who's the biological child of 2 very minor, pointless characters from one season, or a character who has 2 very important parents from the main show. Like, who is more of a character? Think about that. Like first Carl and then Finch. It's like, you do not kill off your legacy characters. Like, AMC, what are you doing?
I know.
Yeah, they've done it twice now, and friggin', you know what's annoying about it though is like with the legacy characters is I have a feeling that Judith is just gonna be the only one that matters in the end. I don't think the other legacy characters are gonna matter, to be honest, just because when, like, let's be honest, when are we gonna see like the other kids from the main show again and stuff? Like maybe Herschel will matter, but like even with him, we'll see.
Well, like, the biggest one to me that has not done anything is even Mo. Like, as much as I don't like Mo, at least she's done stuff. I mean, it's been bad, but at least she's been doing stuff. The character that literally has just been sitting there doing nothing out of these legacy characters is RJ. Like, I get he's young.
RJ.
Like, I understand, like, you know, he's a young kid, that's fine, but come on, give him something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I have seen, a dead walker has more personality than RJ. Okay, because, dude, the kid is like a bag of rocks, a pile of rocks. He's just, his dad has never been around in his life. Don't care. His sister is missing. Don't care. His mother abandoned him for a year and a half. Don't care. What is this character?
That kid goes with the flow.
The fact that this boring kid that does nothing and just sits around all day and like literally is like just used to fill out background scenes is considered the only living Grimes besides Rick that's actually like blood. That's terrible.
Right. Right. And I don't know if you guys saw, but I said this months ago. I said that, hey, if they ever recast RJ, I think Justice Smith would be a good actor for him.
I haven't heard of that actor.
I can't say I have either. I've heard the name, but I've never seen the actor.
Hold on, let me just get it real quick. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, let me just get a picture real quick. Yeah. So, what? Yeah. So, what do you guys want to talk about? Since you know, it's been. I guess I haven't asked you guys. He was in the Pokemon live action movie, if you guys remember.
Okay.
I feel like he could play.
Oh,
he could. Yeah, he definitely could.
yeah, because I do actually know what you're talking about now. It's just for some reason the name and the actor wasn't connecting. Yeah, I've seen him. He's actually he's pretty good.
He's pretty good. Yeah.
Right, and he's also like biracial, I believe, too. So he fits. Yeah.
He fits the role. Yep.
Well, I mean, at least in terms of like this topic for this stream, this is what I'll say is like fear has been bad. Minus Morgan again going to look for Rick. That's cool, and I do like the King County return, even though I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's good enough in some areas. And then Dead City, funny enough, it's one of the few times in this franchise in a while where I'm actually kind of sitting there and I'm like, wow, like I really don't have anything bad to say about this yet. It's been really good. And yeah, in terms of what's coming up, like Fears, I don't know, we'll see. And Daryl show, I just need a more full trailer because like the advertising for it so far has been really bad.
Yeah. Let's see. ZV Rayer Stormer, I'll just call him Storm, says that's right. Oh no, sorry. He was talking to Walker Dead. Rowdy says, did you hear that Morgan ran around for 7-year-old calling himself Nightingale? Nightingale, like a code name or something?
Yeah,
that was just his name for 7 years. He was just Nightingale, and like it's actually funny too because you'll have like Mo that'll be like calling him like Morgan, and then like Morgan yells at Madison, and he'd be like, "No, you need to call me Nightingale in front of her. I'm Nightingale now."
Yeah, that's like Groot completely brainwashed him for 7 years. He's like running around with a bandana on his head with a big old like. Honestly, looks like a skunk beard, and he's just like, yeah, I'm called Nightingale. I capture kids for Padre and take them away from their parents. I'm like, you guys have completely butchered Morgan. Like, that storyline is awful.
Yeah, that was whack.
Right, like, it's like, what in the world, man? Like, yeah, the time skip did not do any of the favorite, the time skip, if anything, I guess in a way kind of hurt the show because let's be honest, it made everyone super old. You know, it's like, but like, okay, yeah. So one thing I want to say is, actually another thing is, obviously with the poster, that I just, put up here, with all the Walking Dead characters, who are some Walking Dead characters you want to see interact? Like, remember how in Avengers where Thor was like, "Who are you guys?" and it shows the Guardians. Like, who would you guys want to see, but Walking Dead style? Like Daryl saying like, "Who are you guys?" and it shows a certain character from one of the other shows. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, what is if you could have two characters from different shows cross and meet? Who would they be? Because one of my top ones was like Alicia and Daryl, or like Alicia and Rick, or somebody, you know what I mean? But after, like, since Alicia is gone from Fear, it's like, I don't know who I want to cross over, but like, what do you guys think?
I actually have two major ones. Like, these are at least two of the ones I think would be amazing is, first of all, Strand and Negan, for some reason, I think that interaction, like, Strand is very snakish, and I feel like Negan, like, the way he would react to Strand, I feel like would actually be incredible. And then the other one I was kind of thinking of is like, I feel like it's only right with this franchise since characters are kind of just going everywhere these days for, if Madison survives Fear, I actually would be interested to see the lead of Fear and the lead of the main Walking Dead meet would be Madison and Rick. That to me would actually be really cool.
That'd be cool, yeah. Friggin' imagine Dwight on friggin' Dead City. That'd be amazing.
They could be doing that too. I don't even think
He
that's
is.
impossible.
I think he is going to be in it, honestly, because I heard he's already at the sanctuary now or something, and I'm like, oh wow, they're fast traveling him to New York. We're gonna see Dwight, and then he's gonna be like, oh, I had a son, and then Negan's gonna be like, you had a son, and then it's just like, yeah, he's dead, and it's just like, oh, and then he's also gonna be like, I found Sherry too, but we got divorced, and then Negan would say, again, like you guys are
Again? Yeah, he would use that against him too, wouldn't he? Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. And then, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I heard that. Like, Dwight and Sherry split up, and I'm just like, man, again? Like, imagine it's like, well, imagine Sherry being like, well, bye, Dwight. I'm going to go in one of the spin offs. And Dwight's like, can I go in the same one? And she's like, no, you have to go in Dead City. Like,
Man, biggest thing I can mention about that couple, Dwight and Sherry, is I like the charisma of both of the actors.
BRB.
I think like they're pretty good. Oh yeah, it's no problem. But I honestly, yeah, Dwight and Sherry, like they separate way too much. Like that relationship is so back and forth.
oh, for real, Dan. It is. It's just, I mean, like, it's like, come on, throw Dwight a freaking bone here. I'm sorry, but Dwight as a parent is such an interesting concept. It's something that Kurtman never did. And even though I hate how Sherry got pregnant because it makes no sense. Like, did Sherry and Dwight, did they, in the bunker when they were with the Larson family? Like, how did she get pregnant? That's one concern I have. But, but besides that question, Dwight and Sherry having a son, it works because Dwight is this character who people know him. Like, imagine if, Finch sees his father as a good man, but he hears all this stuff Dwight did when he was under Negan. That's such an interesting concept to me. Imagine if you're a kid and you look up to your father, but then you hear he did horrible stuff from all these other people, and you're like, what? This would have been a cool idea.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know if you've heard about this, Brian, but if you haven't, I'll be the one to tell you because it's pretty insulting what they did. Because here's the thing, even back in the Savior day, like Dwight would never go like too far against his enemy. Like he would do bad things, but in Fear, they literally in season 8 made this guy go after Morgan and Grace and all them. And Dwight was about to let little Mo, an 8-year-old kid, burn alive in a house, and Dwight's just like, "Oh yeah, Morgan. That's on you. Yeah, like if the kid burns, she burns." I'm like, "Wow, you guys really just messed with Dwight's character there. That's terrible."
Yeah, Dwight would never do that. Like, also, I heard Morgan, I heard Morgan left, and I think I heard this from like Dead Walker and stuff. I heard Morgan left Mo to deal with Grace right before she turned, and I'm like, Morgan, remind me, didn't you lose one child from your other wife when she became a zombie? Wasn't that a thing you had? Wasn't that your biggest trauma ever? You didn't kill your wife after she turned, so she killed your son. Isn't that one of your greatest character motivations? Like, and you just repeat it again? Like,
Oh man. Honestly though, now that you brought me to that subject, I think you might know about this, but if you don't, like, I'm curious to see where you stand on this. Like, what do you think about this whole idea of like radiation? Like, it doesn't cure a bite, but it like prolongs it for a little while or something like that.
that that's dumb in my opinion, because here's the thing. It's dumb because you're gonna get cancer from it. It's like getting
I know.
it's like getting COVID, and then you drink a whole bottle of like dirty water or something like that, and you start throwing up, and it's like, oh, I don't have COVID anymore. It's like, yeah, but you killed your intestines from dysentery or something like that. It's like you literally are still killing. It doesn't matter. It's like, so they introduced. I heard about that. They introduced this cure storyline out of nowhere. And they had Dwight and Sherry have a son just to kill him off so they can split up again so they can be in the spin-offs. Like, that is just so dumb to me. Padre was all about kids. We love kids. We care about kids. We want to protect them. But they take the kids, but then but for some reason, they also took Morgan and the other adults from his group. And then they sacrificed one of the kids that they should absolutely care about for that. why didn't they do that with a random person, the test? Why they do that with one of the kids they say they care about so much? Like, Padre went out of character. They were all about caring about kids. Now all of a sudden they sacrifice a kid? Like, yeah, go ahead.
To me, all I was gonna say is like I feel like the Dwight, like Dwight and Sherry's son, like dying because like obviously he gets bit and then all of a sudden he dies because the radiation treatment doesn't work. So I'm like, okay, so he lasts longer, but then he still dies from the bite. Same thing with I forget who else. Yeah, like Grace too. It's like, okay, like it may last a bit longer, but you'll still die. So it's like we know it doesn't work, but this is when the story makes no sense. Is that if you go back to season 7, Alicia, well, yeah, like she chopped off her arm. Like that's fine, I get it. Like, you know, you can stop the infection from spreading, but it's like, okay, but the thing was still slowly killing her, but then she lived. So it's like, so she lived, but the infection was still in her, but then Finch just dies. Like the story is so inconsistent.
Oh, that's Ian and Andy for you, man. You know, I have a theory. I think Ian and Andy are not the dumbest people on the planet. I think they were put into the Walking Dead franchise. They were put in the writing team to sabotage the franchise. They were probably hired by another company to destroy the Walking Dead from within. That's why they're making the show the dumbest and worst show in existence. I have seen articles that say Fear is the worst show ever. Like, seriously.
Plot twist: Ian and Andrew are actually brilliant writers sent by another company to intentionally just make bad things for Fear.
Oh, dude, like honestly, even on a serious note, like all jokes aside, there is no way that someone that went to writing school and like did all this stuff wrote what they wrote. Like, there's no way you're sitting there writing a script and you're dead serious. Like, you think that was good.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think all three of us can attest to this. I think all three of us write better things than them. Holy.
Oh yeah,
for sure. I mean, we all have shows. I mean,
exactly, and we write better things than Ian and Andrew.
Well, it's like, I don't even know why they would do, like, in particular with this whole Cure story. And I think that's the last, like, straw I had with Fear, where it's like, okay, Alicia, she can survive it, but then, oh no, Finch dies of the same infection that she had. I'm like, okay, your story isn't even consistent anymore. Like, what in the world?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, it's because Alicia's hot. Okay, that's why she survived. Okay, it's because.
Well, I mean, they truly treat her as such. Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah. So as far as characters, I would love to see Meat from the Walking Dead franchise. Oh. Okay. We kind of went out there for a minute, Dan. There's certain characters I would love to see meet. I think I mentioned it, like Alicia and maybe, you know what, like Alicia and Negan, maybe, or Alicia and Daryl. Like, okay, that's one of them. And I'm trying to think. There's got to be more characters. But other than that, like, okay, is there Carol and who's the character Carol should meet? Like,
oh man, I
like meet or reunite with.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think meets, like, because she can reunite
character that Carol should actually meet with. That would be cool.
That's
low-key, I don't know why. I feel like Daniel would be a dope option because they both could play like the innocent, like you know, normal person, and then they both can be just badass when they want. So
that's actually one thing I want to highlight for a minute. Yeah, compliment for Fear. I know. Daniel in season 7 was awful. Daniel in season 8 actually to me has been pretty good because he's back to like what he's supposed to be. He's like leading a militia of like army soldiers. He's referencing like cool scenes from season 2. I'm like, wow, somehow that character, he's not incredible, but he's definitely been fixed. I'll say that.
Oh,
he's back to his roots.
Oh, so he doesn't have memory loss anymore. He could remember season 2.
Oh, dude, Brian, literally, this is what they do with this character. Like, he loses his mind, they skip 7 years, and the excuse they have is, like, he's, like, drinking this, like, drink or whatever, and he's like, yeah, Madison, it's good for the mental focus. Like, are we supposed to believe that this drink just, like, saved his memory?
It's the magic drink.
We don't even have drinks like that now that could fix dementia for people. Not even now with our technology. They happen in a zombie apocalypse. I love it. Love it. Ian and Andy, man, they're just oh man, the writing, man, I could smell the dumpster fire. I could smell it. It is massive. I could smell all the horrible.
He's probably drinking radiation water somehow, and because radiation is just the cure to everything in Fear, he's drinking the radiation water, and then it gave him superpowers, and now he has magically cured of his dementia, I guess.
I'll watch, and then in the final episodes of Fear, like Troy's gonna come back because obviously Daniel had like that rivalry with Troy. Like he's like, yeah, Troy was the one that led the zombies to the ranch. Like I know he's responsible for Ophelia. I guarantee he's gonna see Troy and he's just gonna be like, sir, have I ever met you before? You look kind of familiar to me, but no, I don't think we've met before.
No, no, well, maybe, but this is Ian and Andy, so I could see him being like, Troy, and then just like, it's good to see you. It's been a long time. Like, I could see that happening. And it's like, Daniel, did you forget he killed your daughter? And it's like,
oh, like Troy is so messed up too that Troy would literally see Daniel do this and he'd be like, yo, hey, my best friend. Hey, how you doing?
He's like, my brother.
oh yeah. And by the way, Daniel is what, 77 now? Like,
I think so.
I heard that. Like, seriously, I'm just thinking of, like, listen, these actors not only are getting older, but with these time skips, man, these characters are getting so old. And I'm just thinking of, man, how much longer are they gonna drag out to the CRM? I mean, like, I mean, what? Are the characters gonna start using canes now? Like, imagine Negan, Morgan, and Rick, they have canes while they fight the CRM. Like
Rick and General Beale are gonna have to get out their canes and like have one big final battle or something.
They'll be like friggin' lightsaber duels, but instead of lightsabers, we're dueling with canes.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Also, I love how they still have not addressed the whole Althea issue. Like, it's like, hey guys, where's Althea? It's like, I don't know. It's like,
man, the actress left the show too. I remember because like she was pregnant and stuff. But it's like you can almost tell it's like she used that as an excuse to like get off the show. She's like,
get out of there,
I'm pregnant, wink, wink, so I can't film, even though she just doesn't want to film in reality.
It's like, the legends say that she is still flying in the helicopter with her girlfriend. To this day, 7 years later, she is still flying in the sky.
Man.
You know what's funny is like the only character now just shows you how bad like this era truly is. Like low-key, the only character now from the Erickson era that is still around that ain't crossed over from Walking Dead main show is June. I think everything else like is either Erickson era now or main show characters, which that's just shows you how bad the Ian and Andrew era is. That they basically just wiped the whole cast from that like era out completely, other than June.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna ask this. Do you guys think any of the characters? Do you guys think we're gonna get any CRM and this is maybe the last question I want for Fear. Do you guys think we're gonna get any CRM in the final 6 episodes?
Post credit.
I think I was gonna say to like set up a spinoff. Although, I actually this was one thing I wanted to bring up just because this has been something that I've heard about for a little while. Is I don't know if you saw this, Brian, but this like really threw me off. The actress for Alicia literally did like a interview with like the cast from Saint X, like that new show she's in, and I remember they're just like, yeah, so like, do you miss like being on Fear? Like, do you miss like doing all that stuff? And she's just like, no, honestly, finally I'm off that show. I'm like, oh wow, so she just straight up says like, yeah, she does not want to be back there.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. You guys think I should put Alicia? You think I should you guys think I should put her in my series in Extinction? Maybe as like a Walking Dead cameo?
Yeah, you should.
As like a crossover, yeah, put her in there. It'd be like post Fear or something.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe because my series does have some connections to the main show and stuff.
Exactly.
I have some
like.
Sorry,
there's a lot of things in your series that are like Walking Dead. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there.
Oh, like what, Dan? Like, can you like what example like did you like really love? If I can ask.
I love the inclusion of the CRM, to be honest, because, well, for once, they're barely being like involved in the actual Walking Dead right now. So it's actually cool to see CRM and see real scenes with them and see them as an actual group instead of just a mystery. So
Well, thanks, man. I
I
appreciate
also
it.
like that there's a dog named Merle.
Yes, I do a lot of Easter eggs. There's even one where a character looks at a movie from a DVD store and it's Love Actually, and they say that Andrew Lincoln is in it. Like, it's such a meta joke in my series because, like, in the world of The Walking Dead in Extinction, Andrew Lincoln does not, in their world, he does not look like Rick Grimes. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like an Easter egg, you know? And it's like, yeah, basically, it's like if you can catch that, it's like, yeah, that's an Easter egg.
Yeah, that's like the one where he's holding the signs up and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys like it. Yeah. Season 5 is premiering this fall, and it's I don't know if you guys know, but yeah, there's some new villains, new characters, but still just a lot of the old characters, and it's going to be 16 episodes, and it's going to be the last planned season of my show because I wanted to go Breaking Bad style, just 5 seasons, but then I decided
Yeah.
I'm going to end season 5 open ended to where it's like I can do a season 6 if season 5 does well enough. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, that's cool.
Good idea.
yeah, like season 5 could be a good ending. It's a good ending for my series, but then it's like, but I can continue the story with season 6 and then do like a final, like this is the final season, and then fully end everything in the season 6. So, yeah.
Man, I mean, what was I gonna say? Yeah, it's actually cool because now Walking Dead, at least like the actual universe, it's kind of crazy to think that it's been like half a year since the actual main show has ended, and now we have just spin-offs, we have different shows going on, and we still have Extinction. So that's pretty cool.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let's see. Joshua asked, "Do you think June will survive the final 6 episodes?" I don't care, but if it's fear, so I don't think anyone's gonna die. Like, But what do you guys think?
She better survive because that's John Dory's legacy.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if you kill June off, here's the problem I have with it. At least is that it's like you've killed John Dory, you've killed John Dory Senior, you've killed all that. Like, I feel like if June dies, it'll be like one of those things where it's like, okay, so what was the entire point of the Dory storyline? Like, there's got to be somebody that comes out of it.
Oh, yeah, if June dies, I'll actually say that John is borderline filler.
Oh, and while we're at it with death predictions, I don't know about anybody else watching the stream, but I would hate it if they killed Sherry because you've already killed Finch and you've already given Dwight
yeah.
to lose. If you kill Sherry on top of that, and maybe I don't know, Dwight loses his mind and goes to Dead City, and Negan finds him all broken. It would feel like fear for Dwight was a waste of time because that was his whole purpose is getting his wife back. I don't know.
Right. Imagine
Exactly.
Right. He left the main show, lost so much story. He lost his comic arc. He lost all that comic story, his role in the comics to Daryl. He lost all that story, went to Fear, struggled, suffered, finally found Sherry, his whole purpose for leaving the main show. And then it's just like, well, we're through Dwight. And then he's just going to leave Fear and go to another spinoff? Is that Dwight's purpose? He's going to jump from spinoff to spinoff? He's a spinoff player? Is that what he is?
Man, I mean, I'll say this: Dwight definitely has. To me, oh man, it would be so funny if it's they literally just make Fear so irrelevant to where it's Sherry dies, his kid dies, he just runs into Negan in Dead City, and Negan's just yeah. So, did you meet anybody while you're out there? And he's like, no, I've just been out on my own for all these years. He doesn't even mention it.
Just
wouldn't shock me.
Uncanonizes Fear. Hey guys, I heard from somebody that Negan had from Dead City. I heard it wasn't a stillborn. The baby didn't die. I heard that.
Negan is.
What about his kid?
I heard that. Do you like what they did? that whole Negan's child thing.
I haven't heard anything about his kid. Like,
so far in Dead City, we actually haven't had anything. Like, basically, Negan like has this like other kind of like daughter figure named Jenny now or something, and it's like he doesn't acknowledge what happened to Annie or his kid. It's like they're almost like still making it like a mystery or something.
Are you kidding? Wow. Oh my goodness. Do you have any idea how many Annie are you okay Annie jokes I saw in comments? Like in season 11.
Oh, like
right. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay?
it's so bad. It's so bad though, because it's like literally JDM a couple days ago like made a statement and he's just like, yeah, I don't like how they wrapped up Negan in season 11. Like he was too nice and like Annie just didn't feel like a good ending point for him and like he didn't like the idea that Negan got married and stuff. So I'm like, wow, it's almost like Dead City tried to like do things in favor for Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's like, oh yeah, where's your wife? Where's your kid? It doesn't matter.
They completely got rid of all of that. They uncanonized Annie and his child, and it's just like, oh man. It's like now it's like now he has a daughter figure. Okay, so Negan now too has an adopted daughter. Is everyone in The Walking Dead having an adopted daughter? Like seriously, they can form a squad of girls born in the zombie apocalypse who are being raised by men who are not their biological fathers. I mean seriously, there's like a handful now. I mean, you got Judith, you got Gracie, you've got this Jenny character, you have Mo, you have like Coco. You know what I mean? Like, how many daughters are being raised, girls being raised by their not fathers?
I know.
Like, seriously. Like,
man,
it's a Walking Dead tradition.
For some reason, my mind is like playing tricks on me right now because I was about to say, oh no, wait a minute, no, Coco does have a parent because it's Gabriel, but no, then I remember that, yeah, no, Rosita was with Sadiq, so yeah, that's 6. What in the world?
right. Oh, guys, did you guys see my Mother's Day and Father's Day post? Basically, I was like, hey guys, who do you think is the best mother and best father from the Walking Dead franchise? Like, the best parents we've seen, because it was Mother's Day, Father's Day, and you know what I'm saying? And I thought about it, and like, I put some suggestions, and I thought about it, I'm like, guys, I think Jerry's the best father in the franchise. He has.
Yeah, he might be. He might just be.
Jerry has 3 kids, biological kids, no adopted, just 3 biological kids, and they're all still alive. Dude, Jerry is the champ, man, of the apocalypse. He is the luckiest.
Bro, Jerry got off. Like, he's the luckiest guy in the whole Walking Dead universe. He has his wife, he has his kids, he has tons of, like, friends and family. Like, that guy's living good. He got off so easy.
He got his king as well, too. He's got his cobbler. I mean, the guy's just set. Like, wow.
Oh, yeah, like, he's living like he's the true king of the apocalypse right there, Jerry. Holy crap.
Oh my goodness, exactly. Dude, guys, do you know how many times I've tortured my main character, Benjamin, in my series?
Oh, yeah. No,
yeah, it's very sadistic.
I've gone through a lot.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have put him through multiple things. He has lost his parents and so many of his friends, and he is still constantly goes through so much crap, and yet, it's, in my opinion, it's still realistic, in my opinion, but it also adds to his character. But Jerry, on the other hand, dude, this guy, seriously, he doesn't even lose his boss. He has his wife, his 3 kids. He has never even been tortured once. He has never even been broken once in the zombie apocalypse. He has never burst out crying. He was never devastated. You know what I mean? Ever. Have you ever seen that Jerry devastated? Like,
Not really.
It's like they wrote him intentionally to be like, this guy will never ever feel pain. This guy will just always succeed. It's like, man, well, I'll say this, we never had a character in the universe like that. Oh my goodness.
The only closest time we've ever seen Jerry kind of devastated, I guess, is when he got stuck in the cave, but he got out of that pretty fast.
Yeah.
if that was Gimple, Jerry would have died. If Gimple was writing it.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, but another great father, though, and he might be the best, is Aaron. I think Aaron might be one of the best fathers in the Walking Dead universe, though. Him and Gracie.
Oh,
I'd say he is, yeah. He's a great dad, yeah.
Also, not to mention, like, all the scenes that he has with Gracie, like, I'll actually say the little actress for Gracie is really good, because, like, I actually feel a really strong father-daughter bond with them.
Right.
Agreed.
But meanwhile, Andrew Lincoln and Kaylee Fleming still have not even met yet on screen.
Oh, and the
I don't think they are. I think we're getting another actress for Judith when they meet.
I was gonna say, like, Kaylee and Andrew might never be able to interact.
That's sad, man. Oh, guys. Oh, yeah. So for mothers, so yeah, I think for Aaron, I think Aaron won the Father's Day one, but Mother's Day, I said Jerry's wife, Nabila. Do we even know anything about her? And yet she is the best mother in the zombie apocalypse.
That's true.
That's brutal.
I have
Man.
Here, let me just copy this real quick. Let me just copy and paste this real quick. Paste. Yeah, look at all these mothers, and there's way more. There's Alpha. There's the fact that they all lost to Nabila.
Man, that's true. Oh, dude, you know what the closest one was to that too is I would have actually said that Michonne was like the best mother because you know like she can protect her kids and all that stuff, and you know she raised them for 6 years while Rick was gone. Like I was so ready to say that, and then it's just like, okay, no, I'm gonna go look for Rick. You guys just chill out with Uncle Daryl, who now is in France. So yeah, good job.
Well, not just that. Michonne has been gone for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years at this point. She left during the Whisper War.
Man, that's true. Oh, man.
I like how she left. That's actually the funniest thing, yo. The more I think about that, she left during, like, Beta still being around. Although, correct me if I'm wrong, I heard this in places too, although I don't know if this is fact or if this is just speculation. Apparently, all that stuff where she's talking to Judith takes place after Beta's death, so I don't know.
I think so, because Judith says, like, yeah, like, we beat the mom, like, you go ahead, or something like that.
Like, apparently that scene takes place after a certain doom, but, like, that isn't confirmed anywhere.
Well, you know what's really confusing is that they filmed that scene out of order. Like, they literally filmed all of Michonne's episodes before they filmed, like, We Are the End of the World. Like, they literally filmed those 6 episodes for Michonne and then went back and filmed the Whisper War. I'm like, man, like, I feel like they don't even know when that takes place. That's why they just had Judith sitting in a dark room. They're like, we'll just figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Walking Dead parents are not, they're not winning awards for parenting. But yeah, also that scene, man, people say it's Strand that was in the helicopter. It's not Strand.
Now.
Yeah, now we know.
Oh, no, I think that theory was awful, to be honest. Like,
that
person is like a high-ranking lieutenant for Beale. That I definitely believe, but it's not Strand.
I think it's a nobody, personally. I don't think we're ever going to see that person again.
Okay, so for the Rick and Michonne show, I know you guys don't want to see the World Beyond characters, but me personally, I do. Because a couple of reasons. One is because we got 2 whole seasons with the World Beyond characters. So I feel like they have to do something that matters to Rick and Michonne. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they have to do something for them in Rick's show to kind of be like, okay, even though those 2 seasons weren't the best, they did something decent in this show. It's like they did something for Rick, you know. So I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like,
here's what I would say at least about it is, for Rick and Michonne in the show, and if we ever get Morgan in the show, then that's amazing. But as for the World Beyond kids, all I got for that is, yeah, you're there. Yeah, move aside, because this is called the Rick and Michonne series. This is not called the World Beyond Season 3. So, yeah.
Dan, you gotta open. If Ian and Andy were writing it, they would have Rick be injured or something, and possibly, like, bleeding out again. And he would tell Iris, you have to defeat the CRM. You have to save the world.
Oh, he would.
Oh my goodness.
Ian and Andrew would totally do that. Ugh.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, World Beyond, oh, man. Here's the thing. It's they can't avoid it. I mean, they're going to be in the show. They're going to try to make that show like more impactful for the franchise. But I'm like, that's fine, I guess, for the people that enjoy the show. I have nothing against people that enjoy it. But here's the thing: don't take away screen time from Rick and Michonne. We have not seen them for all this time. Like, do not let Iris come in here and take screen time from them.
We only know one thing that's confirmed with like World Beyond and stuff, but that's it. The rest is all speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine Rick or Michonne is getting attacked by a walker and they're about to die, and Iris just stabs them in the head and saves them. It's like, you saved them. It's like, yes, okay. I'm not just throwing it out there. It's like, wow, the worst character in the Walking Dead franchise saved the best character.
Well, either way, though, I mean, I think this is pretty clear. No matter how much World Beyond kids are going to be in the Rick show, just for Rick and Michonne being back, yeah, it's going to be better than the Daryl show. I even would place a bet that it's going to be better than Dead City.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be the best. The fact that we're going to see Jadis again, all these characters, CRM, Beale, I am so excited because I am so sick. I am so sick of seeing woods or nuclear fallout or whatever. I just want to see a clean city environment, helicopters. I kind of want to see like a Game of Thrones version of The Walking Dead. I want to see the politics in the CRM. Like, how does it work? You know what I mean? Like backstabbing and this, military ranks. I want to see it all because because I could be wrong, but I have a strong suspicion that Rick is some kind of officer now in the CRM. He wasn't in the last scene of The Walking Dead when he was trying to escape, but I think now he's an officer or something. Like, can you imagine if Rick has this awesome CRM outfit with just like certain parts are like, there's like red lines and, he's just like a captain or something. Like, can you imagine how cool that would look? I mean, come on, Andrew Lincoln in custom-made CRM armor or a suit, like, how awesome would that look? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think here's the biggest thing that Summit has an advantage of literally any Walking Dead spinoff. Here's the thing. I might be talking a little bit too quickly here. I got to see where the show goes here, but I already would say that Dead City is the best spinoff we got just based off of like literally 2 episodes. Like, it's the most consistently good already for me, but obviously I'll let the time kind of tell, but so far at least, like in terms of a start. But it's like, here's the thing, even Dead City, as much as I think that show started off really good, it's not exactly a show that's like, that has like a long-term plan for it. At least I don't think it does. Like, I feel like shows like the Daryl show and like Dead City, they're just there to be there, just so fans don't get bored and leave. But the Rick and Michonne series, you can tell that's actually going to be important. Like, that has real plot progression.
Yeah, to me, that's canon. To me, that's the canon one. Do you guys, oh yeah, so for the Rick and Michonne show, man, I really hope there's a season 2. Like, and about what you said about the World Beyond characters, yeah, I don't want them to take away from Rick and Michonne, but I do want them to have like a few scenes. Like, you see Jadis, and then you see a soldier with his helmet on, and then she's just like, Pulaski, do this. And it's just like, oh, that's Silas, It's like, but he doesn't say anything, or he barely says anything. Like, that's fine, Like, I'm okay with that. And something like, you know what? I just thought about this. Do you guys think we're going to get variant zombies? World Beyond showed super zombies, the variant zombies, but those variant zombies were not the same as season 11. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they're going to be the same as the Daryl show, because I heard a rumor that the zombies in Daryl show are slow. So I'm just thinking of, wait, where are the fast zombies? Where are the fast zombies? Like, like, where are they?
Well,
yeah.
I was actually about to say, like, in terms of that, like, to answer your first question, I think Jadis being in the show, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's actually necessary because she was the one that took Rick away. So you do have to see, like, what her role is. Maybe we'll even get like some backstory on how she joined the CRM and stuff. Like, to me, that makes a lot of sense because she had a huge role in World Beyond season 2. And well, she's one of actually the few things in World Beyond I actually really enjoy. So I'm fine with that. In terms of the kids though, man, like, if they're in this show, they really they really got to work hard to make them likable because I did not like them in that show.
I mean, to be fair, Dan, would you say they're worse, as good, or better than the Fear characters?
Oh, here's the thing, like, unpopular opinion here, but even just for Morgan Jones being in Fear, I prefer Fear as a show. Because here's the thing, like, World Beyond is only 2 seasons, and I did not enjoy that. Where at least with Fear, you got seasons like season 3 that are pretty enjoyable. The first half of 6 was actually pretty good. Second half, not so much. But and you got like some decent Morgan stuff. Like at times, like I feel like Fear it has more of a charm to it than some of these kids. That's just at least me. I don't know about Matt, but
I'm on the exact same page as that.
yeah.
Yeah, so...
Plus, you have Troy Otto on Fear.
Well, yeah, like, I like the Troy actor. I mean, I don't agree with resurrecting him, but, yeah.
Yeah, it was full-blown resurrection. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if you guys heard this joke before, but imagine Troy stabs Madison, or he tackles her, and he says, "You should have gone for the head." And Madison says, "I did! Twice!"
What's happening?
Troy needs to friggin' pull out the Infinity Gauntlet and just snap all of the Ian and Andrew writing away at that point.
Absolutely. For season 1, though, of Rick and Michonne, Jadis has to die. I don't think Beale should die, but Jadis has to die. In my opinion.
No, I was about to say, like, Jadis, yeah, please kill her off, but Beale... Well, like I said, I think Beale needs to be our endgame, like, final battle. Like, he needs to be the Thanos of The Walking Dead. He needs to be, like, the guy, if you will.
He needs to be, like, the guy, and, I mean, I think this twist would be amazing. I think I talked to Matt about this a good few times, too. Like, I love the idea of Major General Beale being the guy responsible for this virus to be created to begin with. Like, he is what created this whole mess, and that's why they're out there doing what they're doing. Like, he is responsible for The Walking Dead.
That is crazy. That would be crazy, though. You know what's funny? Walker Dead and I have talked about this before. We said that, hey, can you guys imagine if there was a villain in the Walking Dead universe that actually wanted to extinguish the human race? Like, imagine he said that, oh, well, 99% of the human race is gone. Why don't I just finish the rest off? Like, this character does not care about living. He doesn't care about dying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can you imagine if there's a character like that? Fear was kind of doing that with Teddy, which made me really like him, like, as a villain. Because, like, I'm like, no, Teddy's dangerous because he doesn't care if he dies. Like, that is such a dangerous thing for a villain to not have a fear of death. To be like, no, I want to kill everyone. Like, yeah, go ahead.
That's one thing I was going to say about Teddy. You actually make a very good point, is that this is what was so unique about Teddy. It was one of the few times Fear did a character that actually kind of worked, is because I like how he gives Riley the keys. So it's like, either way that nuke is going to launch, and he's just sitting there and he's like, yeah, don't worry, Sue, because that's what he called Dakota. He's like, yeah, Alicia's not going to stop what we're doing. And even if she kills her, like, that's fine. Because even if I end up dead, like, what I'm doing will proceed. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Wow.
Exactly. I totally agree, man. There's just something dangerous about a villain that literally is just trying to destroy everything. That's like, he doesn't care about saving, humans or lives. Like, he doesn't care. It's like, he doesn't care about living, dying. There's not a single person alive that he cares about. He just wants total, extinction. Like, and it's just like, man, that would make a dangerous villain. But obviously that's not Beale. But to be fair, I still like I still just really like the idea. Of a villain who's like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, I feel like that would be cool. I don't know. Somehow in the I mentioned this before, and I'll say it again. They should have the city, the CRM, Philadelphia, they should have it at some point in the Walking Dead franchise get overrun. Like a super massive herd, 1 million zombies. Just here's the gunfire, the civil war, and the CRM. Like Rick and them are fighting the CRM, and the 1 million zombies hear it. invade the city, they overrun it, and Rick is just like, guys, we have to team up to take down these million zombies. And you could even put some variants in there too. Imagine a super zombie that that just crashes through the glass, like a super strong, fast zombie. Imagine how it would look for Rick and them to fight super zombies in the city. I don't know, that idea, that's like that's a $1,000,000 idea. Like, in my opinion.
Man, the look on Rick's face when he's going to be like, when he sees a variant zombie for the first time, like, it's like that look Andrew Lincoln gets. He's going to be like, what? He's going to be like, what in the world is going on here?
Right. Like, do you guys want to see that? Do you guys think we're going to get the super zombies that... Let's remember, in the World Beyond post-credits, they showed the zombie denting metal. This isn't just, a zombie picked up a rock. No, this was a super expensive scene they made with a zombie denting metal. Okay? That is not something we can just ignore.
Well, I think that these super zombies, that you were just talking about, I think they'll end up being, at the main CRM outpost. And I think Beale, and I think this would be such a cool plot of them to use, is what if he's, trying to create almost, weaponized, zombies, super soldier zombies, if you will, and use them to his disposal. And, these zombies have, super strength. They could, break your limbs if they grab onto them or something. I think that would be super destructive and cool.
Yeah, because that would be threatening. On top of the numbers that he has, he's also releasing these insane zombies that are, impossible to get rid of.
Right, imagine that. Imagine Rick. Imagine this World War Z style scene where you have Rick running through a building. The camera just follows him and there's super zombies everywhere. People around him are getting pulled, devoured. And he just runs up a staircase, barricades it, and then it only lasts 5 seconds before the zombies break through it. And he's just running up the stairs. Can you imagine how awesome a scene that would be? Just follow Rick's face, terror, just running through the staircase, the stairs. Oh my goodness. AMC, hire me! Seriously.
Man. Well, I'll say this. The variant zombies, do I think they came in late in Walking Dead? Yeah, I do. But do they have potential to be used really, really good in this franchise and create some intimidating zombie content? Yeah, and I guess that's where I feel like this franchise is also succeeding this year rather than all the bad stuff we've been talking about. There's definitely a lot of potential where it comes to Major General Beale, Rick's, return, and having these crazy zombies and stuff. There's definitely a chance for this franchise to definitely kind of get back up on their feet a little bit, I'd say, with some of these concepts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree. But the thing is, do you think they're going to do it, though? Because like I said, all these spin-offs they're doing, More Tales, Dead City, Daryl and Friends, what is happening? Just, I don't see what it's leading to. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I can't see the end or the other piece of the puzzle that this fits in,
Mm-hmm. This is what I think it is, right? Is Summit'll matter. Dead City, we'll see. Daryl's show, Call Me Nuts, I think those first 2 seasons are about to be some of the most pointless Walking Dead ever. And then Call Me Nuts, though, I think season 3 is about to be a giant game changer type season where you have Rick Grimes on there and shit. Because they confirmed that season 3 is not in France. And we've seen Norman and Andrew Lincoln IRL hanging out again recently. And that leads me to believe if Summit don't get a season 2, then if Daryl's on Summit season 1, for a teaser, then that could lead to season 3 of Daryl's show, Rick being on there and Morgan potentially and stuff.
Well, I was gonna say maybe Daryl finds Rick or something, in Summit. Maybe there's an ending scene for Summit season 1. It's maybe even the cliffhanger or something crazy like that. Maybe a post credit. I don't know what they could do, but maybe Daryl shows up at the very end, aka why Norman was on set recently. And then it's that's why they're filming the Daryl Show season 2, already, is because they're going to release the first 2 seasons of the Daryl Show. He's going to leave France and somehow find Rick, and then, how that makes sense, I don't know. And then somehow in Summit, he will be either in Summit season 2 or in the Daryl Show season 2, or however that works. I don't know at that point what they would do, but yeah,
So confusing.
it is.
Um, yeah. Ooh. Okay. So we definitely need this. We need to have a scene where there's a CRM helicopter, and boom, Daryl just or somebody, Rick, Daryl, they just blow it up with an RPG. Like, seriously, somebody's got to blow up a helicopter in the Walking Dead universe.
They could have Daryl do it too. It'd almost be like a callback to season 6. It'd be like that's how he makes his grand entrance in Summit or something.
Right, it totally would. He just walks out of the flames. Like, it's like, Daryl, we get it. You're a god. You're a god.
Oh yeah, because like if he's in Summit, they're gonna treat him like a king. It'll be like, oh, look at this cool shot of Daryl behind this explosion. Like, yeah, they're gonna do that.
Oh yeah, and he has the Morning Star in his crossbow, and he just like shoots a super zombie coming at him, and then he just bashes the other one in the head, slow motion, like 300 Spartan style.
I will say though, that's a reunion I'm actually very excited for, because like Daryl's been looking for Rick for like so many years, and it's like he's already in France now. Like this reunion's getting delayed even more. Like I remember when I saw 905, like the look on Daryl's face in that scene actually really devastated me. So I'm interested to see how he's going to react when he just sees Rick in front of him. Like, man, you think he cried in 708 when he was separated from Rick for that long? Like, what in the world is this going to be like?
Oh, right. I totally agree. I'd rather see Daryl and Rick than Morgan and Rick. I could care less about Morgan and Rick, honestly. But yeah, as far as the reunion, man, it's gonna be insane. In my personal opinion, we need to get Michael Bay to direct a Walking Dead spinoff. Yes, we totally should. Michael Bay should direct. You guys seen Transformers, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The old ones, yeah.
I love the first 3. 4 and 5, they can go die in a fire. Oh wait, they did. Joshua says, who's surprised that Carol is going to be in season 2 of Daryl Dixon? I heard Dog's going to be in it too. Which, by the way, that's a question I have. Carol is the director of the Commonwealth with Ezekiel. She had Lance's job. How is she going to show up in France?
Well,
she'll teleport there.
You know what the funny part is? It actually gets worse, Brian, because not only is Dog there now, which I'm assuming Carol brings the dog there, but also I've heard that she literally rides in on Daryl's motorcycle. So I'm like, okay, if you ride in on Daryl's motorcycle in France, like, can we just drive on water now? Is that just like a possibility?
Oh my goodness. Daryl's god magic some of it must have been left on his bike. And that's how Carol is able to go across the entire ocean with his bike. Daryl's god magic is still in it a little bit. You know? That must be it. Oh my goodness.
The bike just levitates right across the ocean. It's that powerful.
Oh man, like, I'm gonna laugh so hard if the beginning of the Daryl show is like him on the boat. He's just like tied to the boat upside down. And it's like, he just wakes up. He's like, man, last time I was here, I was in America. How am I here now? I'm gonna be like, dude, are you serious?
Carol used cheap menu to go to France. Yeah, she used fast travel or something. Legend has it that Daryl can walk on water. Yeah, yes. I mean, Daryl has the long hair. I mean, they could do more Jesus symbolism. You never know. Jesus Christ symbolism. You never know. They got the long hair.
Oh shoot. Yeah, straight up,
Hey Dan. I really quick, not Walking Dead, but do you remember the game I suggested, Until Dawn?
Yeah, I do remember that. And funny enough too, like, I'm even looking into like another game I want to review, because it's been like, I think 2 years since I reviewed like a last game, and I honestly miss doing that. Like, I remember back in the day when I did like the Telltale like reviews. Like, I kind of want to do something like that again. I just want to find a quality game.
Yeah, because like I said, man, no rush, but that is a quality game. I mean, even though, like, trust me, if you like horror and stuff, if you like tension, like scary, that's the game, man, because it's one of the best games I've ever seen in my life. And also, fun fact is, 30 minutes of getting to know the characters, and yet somehow I still like them more than the Fear characters. Like, isn't that crazy how, like these random kids we play as in this game, these college students, like, they're obnoxious, they're this and that, but you get to play as them for an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, and you're like, wow, I actually care about them more than the Fear characters. Even though the Fear characters have had like 5 seasons. Like, you know.
Oh, man.
Like,
I mean, not that it's difficult to surpass the Fear characters, but yeah.
Right. Joshua asks, have you guys seen Transformers Rise of the Beasts yet? I have not.
I haven't either.
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Joshua says, hey, Dan, I have a question for you. Yeah, go ahead and ask it, Josh, and I'll relay it back to him.
Yep.
I think, so, by the way, guys, I think Alicia is alive. Yeah, I heard that, I heard, you know, that Troy has her, zombie hand, fake hand or something. I'm like, no, I think she's alive.
You know,
we'll see.
Here's the thing, she could be alive. I mean, it would make sense for her to be, seeing how she wasn't killed on screen, but here's the thing, is that it's like, why is Madison so upset at Troy? Like, it's like, it almost seems like he did something. Like, I'm actually curious, like, what would you guys do if, like, they killed Alicia, like, off screen? Because here's the thing, I'm not ruling it out of possibilities. In particular, when the actress is just like, oh yeah, honestly, I'm so glad I'm done with that show. I'm like, oh man, that's a big statement. Wow.
I wouldn't believe it. I'll put Alicia in Extinction. I'll put her in in season 5 or something, or season 6. I'll put her in my show and just say, like, yeah, I don't care what Fear says. I'm putting her in my show.
Oh man.
Well, we can watch her on Extinction.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Brian, at that point, if he sees that Alicia's dead, he's probably just gonna sit there and he's gonna be like, "Man, I'm glad I left when I did."
DeRosa says, I care more about SpongeBob than the Fear characters.
That's actually kind of true.
That's facts.
Yeah. By the way, I heard they did not explain how Madison survived the stadium.
I think based off the promo for the final episodes, they're going to show flashbacks, but let's be honest, how many flashbacks are they actually going to show us?
Probably 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Also, I doubt any of them are going to show Troy.
Yeah. And I doubt that they're actually going to show her at the actual stadium, like, getting out of there. Like, I would not expect to see that.
Right, because they didn't film at the site. Man, oh yeah, guys, so another thing about The Walking Dead that kind of leads me to believe that they need to end this franchise with the whole Avengers Endgame thing, because they lost Alexandria. I heard they lost Hilltop, they lost the Kingdom, like, real life, the locations. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, like, they're running out of places to film. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, even Morgan in Fear, too, like, when he mentioned, he's like, you know, I'm leaving this message out for Rick Grimes. Like, I'm going to come look for you, even if you're at Alexandria or not. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, yeah, I think it's going to be the latter of that. Yeah, he's not at Alexandria. I can promise that.
Oh my goodness. He's just going to come to Alexandria, and then he's just going to be like, wait, where's Judith, RJ, Carol, Daryl, Rick, Michonne? Where is everyone? And then it's going to show Gabriel and Aaron and Scott.
And Scott just opens up the gate. He's like, I'm sorry, man. They're not here.
It's just like, I'm in charge.
You see him wearing the murder coat and stuff? He's like, yeah, I'm the new Rick Grimes. What's up?
And then Daryl, then Morgan just takes a stick and it's like, bye world, and just boom, kill and offs himself, because it's like, forget this.
Rick's like, man, I got home for this guy. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, I love this. Rowdy says she is on her last life. She is on her last life now. Have you guys seen Puss in Boots: The Last Wish yet?
No, I haven't.
No, but I've heard that the villain in that movie's like some masterpiece villain or something.
Oh yeah, he is. I won't say anything else, but ooh, this villain gives me chills, man. Like, dude, I mean, to be fair, Pope was terrible, but that's how you do a villain, man. Like that's
Was it?
yeah.
Is, he like does the whistle and stuff, right? He's like the wolf like guy.
Um, I don't want to say, but there is definitely a wolf character, and yeah, like I will say that yeah, this is how the writing in the movie, animation, fantastic. So I highly recommend it to you guys. Trust me, it is not a kids movie. Um, you know, there is a lot of tension, and in my opinion, like that villain, he still scares me, and I'm 27. I still have chills when he talks. Like, he is so intimidating. He is not Pope. He is not, your brothers are dead and you're not ashamed. Like, no, he is not that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No,
He's not Super Mario.
Right. Which, by the way, I still have not seen the movie. And Across the Spider-Verse, I need to see that movie. I need to see it.
Heard that was good. Yeah, I need to see it myself. Although, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've watched the Mario movie. I haven't seen the Spider-Verse movie yet, though.
Mario was fantastic.
That's cool. Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, I cannot wait for Marvel Spider-Man 2, man. Playing a Spider-Man.
Oh, that looks good.
Dude, Spider-Man, I am gonna kill some chumps with the black suit. Okay, I'm killing people. Like, that's what Peter's doing in the black suit. He is killing them. I mean, there's no doubt. Like,
Imagine Spider-Man in the black suit kills Kraven the Hunter in the second game. That would be so brutal.
oh yeah, they gotta do something like that, man. Because I want to see a darker Spider-Man. Like, he doesn't have to be darker forever, but I kind of want to see them go a bit dark, you know. Let's see. Rowdy says Scott takes Carol's job at the Commonwealth.
Oh my!
Probably.
Yeah. Joshua says, question for Dan: are you ever gonna review the other episodes of Survival of the Fittest season 6?
Absolutely. Yeah, because I've covered them all. The only thing I haven't done is the second half. So I'm gonna do a video about that, and then the spin-off series is returning in like literally at some point this year. I don't know when, but yeah, the spin-off
Some
series
point this year. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll be reviewing that as well.
Awesome, man.
Let's see. DeRosa asks, what if Logan came back as leader of the CRM and he's a cyborg?
Oh man.
Logan.
Oh, Logan, the villain from season 5 of Fear.
Oh gosh, that dude. Oh
yeah, the
Lord.
guy that literally wants gas. And funny enough, he's one of them villains where I can actually see his point of view. He's just like, Morgan, you're being too nice. I'm like, yeah, actually, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Hey guys, you know what's funny? If you remember season 2 of my show, I have a character named Logan in there too. But he's not the same character, and my main character does not give him passes. If you guys remember season 2, do you guys remember what happened to him? If you don't, I can just tell you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just tell me.
Okay, so he was with the group. They were stuck in a store. Zombies were. He left one of the characters to die, John. He went all coward. Left John to die. John got bit on the arm, if you guys remember. And my main character Benjamin chased him down, gutted him on a roof, and kicked him off, and fed him to the zombies. I mean, yeah.
That is brutal.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. My main character is insane. But it's so fun. It's so fun though, like to just write this character this way. It's like, this is the main character? It's like this young adult guy, this guy who's like 19, 20 something, like it's like, you know, it's like, this is the hero of your series? Yeah, he's the hero of my show. Oh my goodness.
That's the good guy, Fred.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh yeah. It's just like, oh yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's fun. I love writing his scenes. I love writing his scenes. In my opinion, because when I write my show, I think of what are things The Walking Dead has done that infuriated me, and how can I fix that in my show? I'm like, this is one. So so basically, you know how Glenn let Nicholas live multiple times? Yeah, that's not what my character would have done. It just kind of shows you that, like, yeah, Mike, I basically wanted to create a character that is not like any other Walking Dead character that we've had in the shows. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Man, he's just a crazy mofo. He don't care.
Well, he does care. He actually has his group of friends and family like that he cares about. So, you know, he's not all psychotic. Just a large part. Yeah. Oh wow. Let's see. He's a cyborg. Can't wait for the rest of us. I miss Martha. Nobody misses Martha from Fear.
Oh gosh, Martha.
Oh, you know what I'll actually say? I don't miss Martha, but somehow Fear Season 8 has actually made a villain that's worse than her. So congratulations, Fear. You did it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. DeRosa, I love Carver. Wasted Brandon Carver. Hey Layla. Hello. What's up, Brian? Not much, Layla. I'm just doing a stream with my friends. We're just talking about The Walking Dead. I know Layla from another show. I'm part of another community, actually, guys. It's called Fox Scars, and it's like it's with animal characters, but it's like The Walking Dead if The Walking Dead had animal. So it's basically like, imagine the cast of The Walking Dead. Imagine they're animals instead. That's kind of how that series is. It's a great series. I'm part of it, and so is Layla. So yeah. Let's see. After Strike, Loki. Yes, sir. Didn't think it's possible to be worse filmed than Martha, but there was. Joshua asks you, Dan, when are you going to do Wasteland World Season 4 episode reviews?
Oh, well, here's the thing about Wasteland is that with Season 4, I was going to do reviews, and I still plan to cover it in some way, although it is a little bit difficult seeing how I actually write the show now. I actually help write the show, and I film it, and, film with Matt and film with a few other people, and it's like, I'm kind of part of production now, so it's like, I'm kind of in an awkward spot where it's hard to review it, but I still want to cover it in some kind of way, so it's like, I'm still trying to figure out the review process for that, but keep in mind when you see Wasteland that I am part of the production going forward. Matt was actually fortunate enough he and the original showrunner, Cade, they actually brought me on as like a writer, so it's a little different now, but I do want to cover it in some way, I'll say that.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah, guys, when I started my show, man, seriously, writing is hard. I write my show all by myself. It is hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm actually a solo writer as well too. Like, it's hard because there is no other opinion. Like, you have to really hope that whatever you write is going to go over well.
For sure, man. Yeah, but hey, let's agree. We all do better than Ian and Andy, because I think they see that they see that Fear is so bad. They're like, oh, my eyeballs, I'm not gonna rewatch it and fix it. You know how most shows rewatch their episodes and are like, no, we need to fix this. Ian and Andy do such a bad job. They can't even rewatch their show to fix it.
I know.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
They just let it out there.
Like I said previous, there's no way that they look at what they did and that right there, that's why we get paid. There's no way.
The fact that they get 6 figures for this garbage,
man,
I know.
It's a crime. I could do better in my free time, and that's their job.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys, so I just want to let you know, in about in 20 minutes, I'm going to be calling the stream.
I thought you were about to say 2 hours from it. I was like, oh man, yeah, I don't know about that. But 20 minutes, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Thanks guys. I really appreciate you coming. And if you guys ever want to do this again, just let me know, like, what day works for you. You know,
Oh, honestly, this was really fun. I would absolutely do this again.
Yep, same here.
Awesome. Me too, man. Me too. Like, yeah, like kind of like once in a while thing would be nice because I'm really busy and I know you guys are really busy. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do this for every stream because all of us are kind of busy.
Absolutely.
DeRosa says, Ian and Andy just picked up some casuals from the street. I don't know if they use Chat GPT or they pick up some hobos from the street, but seriously, man, the writing for Fear is just... even though I'm not watching it, I am so scared of what they're going to do for the ending. Like, can you imagine what they're going to do for the final scene? What's it going to be? It's not going to be Alicia. Is it going to be Nick coming back to life? Is it going to be CRM? Like, what are they going to do for the final episode?
Oh, and I actually heard something. Matt knows about this too. I literally, guys, I guess this is for everybody that's watching this. If you guys aren't aware, there is actually a rumor going around right now for Fear that, and again, it's a rumor, so take this as you will. It's just speculation, but apparently the final 6 episodes, the first 5 are apparently written by other people. Like Ian and Andrew aren't even writing these. And then the final episode, the series finale of the show, they bring them back to write the ending. I'm like, man, so whatever these other writers do for these 5 episodes, for all we know, they might even do some okay writing because, you know, we don't know what their writing's like. And then it's like the final episode, they bring back Ian and Andrew to write the ending. I'm like, whatever good writing you might do, they're just going to mess it up when they come back.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're going to get 5 great episodes where it's going to be like, wow, these episodes, I'm crying. These are actually kind of good.
Just kind of good.
And then the final episode is going to undo everything. Characters are just going to be in a new location. There's going to be new characters. There's going to be... the characters are going to try to kill each other in the first scene of the last episode. Even though, like, they're part of the same group. Like, I could just see it. They're in a different location. They're doing something else. I don't know. I honestly don't know, man. I'm so curious because it's like, what can you do? Because it's like, because if they're building up this CRM endgame thing, then it's like, okay, well, are they gonna move them into other spin-offs, or are they gonna end these characters' stories forever? Because that's one thing about the Rick and Michonne show. They said that the Rick and Michonne show is gonna end Rick and Michonne's characters forever. So that means we're never.
Man,
yeah. Go ahead.
You know what really surprises me about Fear, now that you bring that up, is that here's the thing, the main Walking Dead ended in a cliffhanger. I mean, they literally ended that show on a cliffhanger, but even with that show ending on a cliffhanger, that final episode, I guarantee you, is going to demolish how Fear ends, because here's the thing, I won't go into it, and Matt knows this too, I will not mention it here, but I know things about that final episode that I am very scared for, so I'll just say, keep your guard up, guys.
Oh man, I'm not even watching it. Just seeing the writing for Fear makes me like, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I lose 1 billion brain cells just from writing one sentence of a recap. Like, Morgan did this,
man.
This. Like, I feel like I lose brain cells just like that from reading it.
Somehow the show literally had Madison leading it to begin with. They then killed her off, quote unquote. And then somehow the show has gotten so bad to where Morgan's gone, Alicia's gone, like so many characters are just gone, and Madison's just leading the show again. I'm like, man, that's how you know they've gotten desperate. Whole way.
I know. Imagine Madison leaves next episode and they bring back Charlie as the lead. Like, it's like, wait, I thought you died.
That's true, eh?
Can you imagine that for the actress? She put up with that crap for 4 years, and then it's just like, yeah, we killed you off. Time skip.
Man, like, I don't even know if they killed Charlie off even, too, because it's like, Daniel's like, in season 8, he's just like, yeah, well, like, I was with Charlie, but then we got separated, and I haven't seen her since. I'm like, are you guys trying to imply that she survived that? Like, no way.
You got separated. He was on the same boat. What arc?
Oh, like apparently Padre took Daniel. This is what he tells Madison. Apparently they took a whole bunch of them captive on these like rafts, and then like they shoved Daniel out of a raft and tossed him in the water. And Padre's like, "You're too old for us. Get out of here." I'm like, "What?"
So they say that's funny. I thought they said they kill anyone who's like too old, kind of thing, because they're all about the kids. But then again, it's like, wait, they don't want old people. So Madison, Morgan, and Strand are not. Oh, I guess Strand wasn't with them. But then again, it's like, I don't know, like how old are some of these characters? By the way, what was his name? Josiah or Isaiah? Remember Emil's twin brother?
The twin brother, yeah, Josiah.
Josiah, he's gone, right?
I think he's gone, but like it's so hard to tell because it's like, is he just gonna disappear with some of these other characters? Are they gonna randomly bring him back? Like it's so hard to tell.
I love how characters just get split up constantly in Fear. Fear is king of splitting up characters for no reason. It's like, oh, we got separated. It's like,
I know.
I love how they say it. You know how in The Walking Dead, when Daryl... Imagine this happened in The Walking Dead. Imagine when Daryl reunites with Rick. Imagine Rick asked Daryl back in season 4, "Where's Beth?" And Daryl just says, "Oh, I got separated from her." But they didn't show how he got separated from her. That's what Fear does with its characters. They
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All the time. It's insane. Like they literally have characters just randomly come back and it's just like, oh yeah, I was never dead. And then it's also like, we don't know what to do with this character. We'll just have them disappear forever because like, why not?
I so want a character to be like, "Ha, I'm back from the dead." It's like, wow. Like that would be such a funny line. Like, "I'm back from the dead." Like, yeah,
Man.
duh.
Troy might even say that too. Like Troy might look at Madison and be like, "Man, I thought you got me too, but I guess I'm back from the dead."
DeRosa says, "Is it just me, or do Walking Dead side characters feel like NPCs?" They are. They are NPCs.
Yeah, that does feel like actually a lot like NPCs.
I love how Fear. You know what? I love Fear because it has a beautiful message. Season 4 and 5, its message was, drink beer. It's the antidote to anything. Beer will solve problems. Become an alcoholic. Meanwhile, season 7 and 8 are all about radiation. Take radiation. It will help your life. That's basically what... Are these the themes of Fear the Walking Dead? Drink a lot of beer and take a lot of radiation.
I still can't get over that scene where it's like they see the beer balloon floating in the sky in season 5, and what does Luciana say? She's just like, "Alicia, the kids have to see this." I'm like, I don't think they do actually. No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm an adult. I was an adult, and my eyes were like literally burning. Is it wrong that I want Daryl to meet one of the Fear characters and just be like, "Who the heck are you?" Or something. Like, imagine Daryl does that with Luciana. Daryl meets Luciana, and he's like, "Who the heck are you?"
His response to like the Yellow Land would be like hilarious.
Yeah, he would call it like Piss Country or something. The land of piss.
Yeah, he would.
Or something like that. Yeah. Dude, I am surprised the actress for Luciana has not quit. She has been around since season 2, and they never did anything with her character.
Well, for everybody that's watching this stream, let this sink in your minds for a minute. Luciana in season 2, okay, pretty good side character. Season 3, she leaves. Season 4, she gets a man a beer. Season 5, she hurts her arm. Season 6, she is in an oil fields. Season 7, she lies to a man that has memory problems. Season 8, we don't know.
Right. Like, what is her character?
That's her grand arc right there.
Yeah, she is the Scott of Fear. That is her character.
She is.
Hot take, Breaking Bad has done far better writing than a lot of these later seasons of The Walking Dead. That's what DeRosa says. Yeah, I mean, obviously because Breaking Bad did shorter seasons, and they took their time with it, and yeah, I mean,
Man,
oh yeah,
Breaking Bad knew when to end. I'll give them that. They knew like when it was time to end their story.
right, and that's the same thing what I'm doing with my show and what you guys are doing, right? Like, you don't want your shows to go on for too long, right? Because it's like, even myself writing season 5, I'm like, I'm kind of running out of ideas. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like that's kind of me too. Like when I write stuff, like I know like where my story ends. I even know the season where it ends too. But I'm just like I remember back a few years ago when I was younger. I'm just like, oh, like I want to extend this out though. Like this is so much fun. And then I remember I kind of tell myself, I'm just like, no, because as much as I love writing stories, you gotta know when to end it. Because if you start dragging it out, you start writing filler, and that's not good.
right, exactly. And this is some of the things I don't understand. I hate how some people say, "Oh, The Walking Dead is a legend. Legends never die." No, legends do end. The end is in the word legend. I mean, come on. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think I think I tallied this up a few days ago. I don't even know why I was doing this, but I literally tallied up the 11 seasons of Walking Dead, the 8 seasons of Fear, the 2 seasons of World Beyond, the 1 season of Tales, and at least so far what they've told us, more than likely 2 seasons of Dead City that are at least like going to happen, and 3 seasons of Daryl Show. And I think when I tallied all this up, oh yeah, and Rick Show, I remember I came up with a result of 29 seasons total. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of seasons. Holy.
Right. It's just one of those things where it's like, listen, I don't want the Walking Dead franchise to end because I hate it, because I want it to end because it's garbage. No, a lot of parts of it are garbage. Tales, Fear. I don't want it to end, the franchise to end because it's garbage. I want the franchise to end because I have put so much time into it, and I loved it, and I loved the characters. But here's the thing, though, it can't last forever. At some point, we have to say goodbye to it. You know. So
Well, here's why I want it to end, and I want it to end relatively soon, because I don't want to be sitting in a nursing home when this thing finally comes to an end. So
imagine Daryl still looks the same, like he doesn't age. He has the same hair.
yeah.
Like, I would be an old man and be like, Daryl really is a god. He really is a god. Like, you know. Just, oh my.
He's got the long hair and everything.
And Judith is like an elderly woman, and she's like, "How the heck do you look younger than me?"
Yeah, like she's all old now, and he just still looks the same, like leather jacket, the same outfit. He still hasn't changed it after all these years.
What the heck? That's funny. Oh, really quick, Joshua says, one more question for Dan. Will you review every episode of Minecraft's... every episode. Minecraft Story Mode Season 1 and 2. I don't recommend it, Dan, but you can answer.
I probably won't, just because here's the thing too. Minecraft is like one of those things where it's like I like to play Minecraft. Obviously, I like to like build cool worlds and stuff. Like I do that type of stuff. But like to actually sit down and review it, it's just like I don't know. Especially the story mode. Like I don't know. It to me, it's not my thing. But if you like it, again, that's all up for debate. So again, have at it.
Yeah. Dan's still Dan's still waiting on them Kalu rewrites? Kalu?
Oh man. Oh, is that like that joke? The rewrites for Caillou? Yeah, no, yeah,
Oh,
sure. That'll happen in 2020 never.
2020
How
never.
about 2020 right now?
Yeah, guys, if anybody's watching this stream right now, I officially can confirm that the Caillou rewrites are happening tomorrow. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Yes.
So 10 more minutes and I'm gonna call the stream. Yeah, okay, so what is an ending? If you guys can give Walking Dead characters their perfect ending, what would it be? You know what I mean? Like, let's say that they defeat the CRM. But here's the thing: some of them would have to die, right? Like, in my opinion, I think we need to lose some big characters to Beale in this Avengers Endgame thing. I think Michonne and Negan are a must die with the Avengers thing. Like, with the Walking Dead Endgame CRM. I feel like those two characters just have to go. Like, to be like big losses of like, oh man, like CRM took two huge characters away, Negan and Michonne. Like, what do you guys think?
I would personally, this is what I think like is in store for them too. Friggin' Michonne will be a CRM casualty for sure. That's definitely what'll happen with her. I'm thinking. For Negan, I actually think Herschel Jr. will take him out when he's a lot older. Because Negan said in episode 14 of Walking Dead, he says, when you're older, we'll settle this. And I think that's a tease for something that'll be something that happens later on. And I almost feel like it'll be, you've played Red Dead Redemption 1, I almost feel like it'll be like the ending of that low-key with like Jack Marston. I feel like it's going to be something like that. I think that'd be cool.
Who knows? What about you, Dan?
This is what I'd say about it. I would say, man, yeah, Negan, I agree with what Matt said. I think, like, yeah, you know, Negan will be killed by Herschel Jr. I think that, you know, Michonne will probably die. I could even see it being in Summit, to be honest. Like, I could see it being relatively soon, but, like, quick enough. And this is, like, my ideal ending for the franchise. Let me know what you guys feel about this. I think they should do it to where Beale is the guy that created The Walking Dead. Like, he created the virus. He's responsible for all this. Rick does him. Rick does, you know, end up defeating him with the help of, you know, everybody else in this franchise. Like, everybody would come together. Yeah. And, you know, everybody would come together. They would take them down. It would be the very, very end of this whole thing. We would do a major time skip where they've rebuilt everything. And Rick is the overarching hero of The Walking Dead. Like, the guy that we started with on his own in the first season, looking for his family, he defeats the guy that created The Walking Dead. Like, the guy that created Walking Dead is killed by Rick, and Rick is able to grow old. Judith is older, she has a kid, etc., etc. It's kind of like this nice ending. And there is a statue of Rick in the town. And it kind of be like one of those funny moments. Like, Rick's like an old man now, and you kind of look at the statue and you'd be like, man, these people are so corny, like making a statue of me. Like, he'd still be alive, but he'd be like, man, like, these people, I just killed a guy. Like, it's not like it's a big deal. And it would kind of end, you'd see like Rick, he's in the rocking chair and all that. You see like a nice ending like the comics, but it'd be remixed too. Like, Rick's old, Judith has a kid now, and everything just kind of ends nice. I think, you know, Rick being the guy that kills the creator of The Walking Dead, so to speak, that'd be a perfect ending. That's actually what I think they should do.
Yeah. Imagine General Beale's first name is Robert. Like, his middle name's Kirkman. Robert Kirkman Beale.
Oh, man.
That would be so funny. But yeah, I agree with you, Dan. I like that idea. Because it's faithful to the comic. And dude, I am gonna cry. Imagine Judith has a son, and his name's Carl. Like, it's just, oh man, that would be so, emotional. You know what I mean? Like, you just have Rick. Yeah, Rick with a cane.
Yeah.
Rick with a cane, and he's like, oh, it's corny. And you just have like Carl Jr. and Judith, and you know, and I mentioned this before, I think Rick maybe could be president, or maybe someone else is president. That would be cool. Or he could just be retired. Like, they could say, like, hey, someone else is the president because Rick retired and he was the president right after the war. Like, I mean, they could do something.
I feel like a line that I talked about, me and Matt discussed this a little while ago, is like, it'd be really cool if, like, Rick were, you know, kind of like confronting Beale for the last time. Like, you get this major fight and stuff. And it would be something along the lines of like, yeah, you think you beat The Walking Dead, and then Major General Beale would be like, man, I created The Walking Dead. Like, it'd be one of those moments where it's just like, oh, you are a sick individual. Like, Rick takes him out. Obviously, I would love it for the guy that we started with to take out the guy that literally started this whole thing. But I don't know, like, I would like them to do that, because in order for them to do an ending like that, it wouldn't have to be all that far away to where the franchise could end in a good way. You get all the characters, at least everybody you can, like all the actors you can get back, to do this Avengers Endgame type of thing. I don't know, like, to me that just sounds ideal. Like, that's at least what I think they should do.
This is a $1 billion idea, man. Seriously.
Who knows if it'll actually be that good of an ending, but one could hope.
Dude, your idea, our idea is that sounds good. Rick is old, has a cane, defeats General Beale, but he gets like a broken leg. I would do the thing from the comic where, Rick gets his leg broken, Michonne is killed, but he takes down Beale. Maybe even Mason dies somehow, whatever, I don't care. And yeah, you just have like a statue that says to the man who ended the apocalypse, kind of thing. And also, oh my goodness, imagine Beale says, "I am the Walking Dead." Like,
well, yeah, like he created the Walking Dead. Like Rick's just like, like we're the Walking Dead, and he's like, you think you're the Walking Dead? And he's like, I created the Walking Dead. Like he's the creator of this whole thing, and Rick takes him out. It's just like, okay, so I can actually say after many spin-offs and many dreadful experiences with this franchise, there was a point to this. We followed Rick for a reason. Like it would actually feel rewarding.
Yeah, exactly. Real quick, question for you, Brian. Do you plan to check out anything else in the franchise going forward? I'm still not going to check out Dead City. I'm not checking out the Daryl show. I think right now I'm just checking out Summit. And if there's anything else, I'm not checking out more Tales. But if there's something CRM related, I am going to try and check it out. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it involves Rick, then yeah, I'm definitely checking it out. But yeah, other than that, probably not. The franchise will be a lot better in the hands of the fans. I think so, at least partially. I feel like the writers, if they're not also fans of this franchise, they should not be writing it. Because you cannot just only be thinking of money. No, you have to be thinking of what do the fans want to see, too. You got to think about that, Which is
what's actually cool is,
go ahead.
The Dead City writer, right? His name is Eli Jordan. He's actually a Walking Dead mega fan, and he basically said his whole goal with Dead City is for it to be as faithful to the main Walking Dead as possible, and he even lets the actors have say in the characters and stuff.
Oh yeah, which here's the thing about that too. I actually do believe him. I'm going to give credit where credit is due because, I mean, Matt knows this scene, so I can somewhat talk about this. Like, they treat Negan very faithful. Like, Negan actually is starting to act a lot like, what we knew him like in the main Walking Dead. Like, they give him scenes in Dead City to where I'm like, oh, that feels very like classic Negan.
Like classic Negan, yeah.
In a good way. It's not like, oh, he's flipping over, like he's a bad guy. Like, no, it's just like cool moments where it's like, oh, wow, like he's a savage again. That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm about to end the stream. 5 more minutes. Okay. So, do you think we need to see the Fear characters in this, like, in the end game? Because me personally, I don't. Can they kill off Strand? It is a miracle that Strand is still alive. I cannot believe Strand is alive. Like, seriously, after all the crap he pulled, like, after all the people he's murdered, after everything he's done, why is he still alive? Like, I honestly don't get it. Is the actor? Is it because Ian and Andy love his character? Like, I don't understand why Strand is still alive, or even how. Like,
oh, man. You actually, like we were talking about with Jerry earlier, Jerry might be the luckiest guy in this franchise, but to be honest, Strand is like kind of right there with him. You actually make a good point. Like, it's like they turn him into a villain. They fully flesh him out. Yeah, the writing's bad. Like, he has a baby obsession for some reason, but it's like now all of a sudden I hear he's coming back and it's like he's a good guy and like all is forgiven. I'm like, that if Morgan was still on the show, he would have he would not have put up with that.
Victor's the longest running antagonist to The Walking Dead for sure, because I'd argue even in season 2 that man does evil things, and you could say that he's just you could low-key say on a technicality, he's just been a villain for all these years. He's somehow got away with being in so many seasons acting like that.
The moment I knew he was a villain, it was 203 of Fear when he like puts those people on the raft and then it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna chop the rope just because I don't want them tied to the Abigail. I'm like, oh dude, you're selfish. Wow.
Yeah, season 2. Oh my goodness, yeah, I can't stand him at all. Like, I feel like if Walking Dead characters are gonna survive the CRM war, it should matter in some way, like for a reason. Like, okay, so like. Okay, let's say they defeat the CRM. We have Rick and Judith, their story. What about Daryl? What about Carol? Like, Daryl gonna get Earl Sutton's comic ending where he's gonna be living in an old simple house? He's gonna have a bunch of dogs with him. He's gonna be living alone for the rest of his life, just have his dogs. Like, do you guys see that being Daryl's fate? Like, final thing in the franchise?
It's hard to say. I actually think he could die.
Well, I was actually about to say that because I think me and Matt had that theory back in the day. Is that it's like Daryl could die, maybe like saving Rick, but it's like in the same strength. Even though I think it would be a cool development if Daryl died saving Rick, because I think it would make sense. They're not going to kill Daryl off. Like, Norman Reedus is so major, they would never dare kill his character off.
Right, I totally agree, dude. Daryl's gonna be like he's gonna be like 80. He's gonna be like 70 years old. He's gonna have a bunch of dogs with him. Judith's gonna have her own kid, and Daryl is just gonna be like they're gonna do a spin-off of Daryl and his dogs. You know, like on his land. You know, he's gonna be that old man. Get the heck off my land. You know. Like,
You know, thinking about it too, like with Morgan and Rick, like Rick obviously I don't think is gonna die, but like with Morgan too, it's like I used to think he was gonna die, and now I'm kind of at a point where I'm just like, he's a dad now, like he's going to find Rick, like at least to me, I feel like Morgan is just gonna live, like quote unquote, like I don't die, like that sort of thing. Same thing with Daryl, because I don't think they're gonna kill Norman's character off, so at least death-wise, I think this is like the biggest we're gonna go. Is like Michonne will die, that'll be a major one, and then Negan will be like one more like big final death or something.
Yeah, they're never. I see it too, man. They're never gonna kill off Morgan. He is immune, dude. He's immune to bullets, to stabbing, to radiation, to drowning, to fire, to house collapsing, to zombies, to blood infections. He's immune to everything.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't even know if you saw this, like heard about this, Brian, but there's literally a scene in Fear season 8 where he's like looking at the main villain, Apadre, and he's like, "You can't kill me," and she's just like, "Yeah, and why is that?" And he's like, "Because I don't die," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Again, it's years later, and you're still right.
Imagine it's like, I don't die. You sure about that? Boom! Gun bullet to the head. It's like.
That's the last thing he says, and then he just dies. Oh man.
Right, yeah. It's so corny. That line is so corny. Also, I heard the thing about Morgan running past the villain and he gets tripped. It's like, remember when Morgan used to be remember when he used to be one of the best fighters in the franchise?
Man, I wish they almost included a line in that scene where it's like, you just got Morgan, he runs past Shrike, and he's just like, "Oh no, Mo, let me come save you." Excuse me, Shrike. "Okay, Mo, let me come save you."
Dude, like, I'm sorry, but it's like, how can certain characters be the best fighters, like hand to hand, like best fighters in the franchise, and then one scene, they're just like, "Oops! I tripped on nothing. I'm so old, my back. Oh, I'm getting too old for this crap."
Oh man.
This is why the franchise has to end. They're getting old, man.
Oh yeah.
You guys, man, guys, thank you guys so much. Do you guys have any last minute things you want to get off your chest real quick, or maybe questions for me before I end the stream?
Well, I guess I'll just say, yeah, it was awesome being back on the streams again. It was a blast being here and love talking about the Walking Dead franchise with the two of you and everyone in chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because well, I was gonna say, like I remember Brian back in the day, like this was like 2019, I think. You were just like, "Dan, like I'm gonna do this live stream on my channel. Like, you want to come like and like hang out and stuff?" And this like live stream one, like I remember when the live streams were like a brand new thing, and like here we are all these years later, and man, we're still doing these. Like it's actually cool how long these have gone on.
Right. I'm only at 137 now, but man, dude, trying to get to that 200, and as long as there's still anything, as long as this franchise is still going, I'm gonna keep doing live streams because, dude, this franchise is, from what it looks like with AMC, this franchise is never ending.
Man, it's almost
Exactly.
it's almost like me with my Let's Chit Chat videos. I'm on like 220 something now, and I'm just like, my goodness, I'm still doing these, but let's keep going.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, you know what's one reunion? And even think that was never teased. Gabriel and Jadis. What are they gonna do with those two?
Those two ain't seen each other again.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like there's more of a high probability that's like she just dies in Summit at some point. Like, I feel like someone's gonna take her out. Like, she turns into like a major CRM character. There's no way she's gonna live.
Right.
Mhm.
Also, we need a big death at the CRM place, and they're not killing off General Beale. No way.
Well, here's the thing too, right? It's like with someone like Negan and like the main Walking Dead, it's like, yeah, you can save him because the future is what matters, and he will see what he did wrong. But it's like with someone like Beale or like Jadis, it's like at least from what we can tell, these are our final big like villains. We can't be like, oh, we got to spare them because all life is precious. Like, no, this has to be a definitive end.
Right. Imagine Rick gets his leg broken. Michonne is killed. He's about to kill Beale finally, and Morgan is just like, "No, Rick, you can't be as bad as he is." And it's just like, Morgan, get the freak out of here.
It's like this guy created The Walking Dead. He created the zombies. Like, move aside.
Like, did you forget your wife and son were killed by zombies? It's like,
Man,
and his second wife. Like,
that's the potential for Beale, though. Like, this guy has to be the greatest villain of the series, well, of the franchise, because he is the reason why Rick hasn't gotten back all these years. He's literally why all of these characters that we've watched have died. Like, it's all because of him.
Exactly. Man, Rick better have that child support ready, man, because I'm telling you, that's when Michonne comes, man. Like, oh,
Michonne's
yeah, Michonne, he's in trouble. And I know I was gonna end it, but really quick, this is something I realized. Deadwalker told me that Herschel is like 15 now. That means Judith is 17, and I'm like, wait a minute. So are Rick and Michonne back yet? Like, yeah, like I said, it's just my head is just scratching. Rick and Michonne cannot come back, and Judith is going off to college. Like, come on, it's just, I don't know. That's just so weird. I seriously hope that Rick and Michonne are back, and Dead City is just in the future. You know, I hope that's the case, because if not, oh boy.
Man, this franchise is so confusing. For all we know, during the events of Dead City, like, Michonne could even be dead, for all we know. Like, that I am actually not ruling out of the possibilities.
Yeah, definitely. It's very possible that Michonne is dead, and you know, and then we see Strand and other Fear characters in Summit, and then you know what I mean, like, to take down General Beale, and it's like, wow, Strand and Luciana got to outlive Michonne. You know, imagine that, like us being like,
oh man, Troy Otto might even outlive Michonne. Like, come on.
right? Oh man. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm calling it. Everyone in the chat, thank you guys so much for coming. This was an amazing stream. Thank you guys so much. Dan and Megamatt, I want to thank you guys personally so much for coming back to one of my live streams and for talking with me for the last 2 hours. I really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, you guys totally rocked, and you guys totally came through for me. I really appreciate it. And yeah, man, this was a lot,
Absolutely.
yeah, this was a lot of fun.
For sure, man.
Yeah, just let me know. Just let me know if you ever guys want to do this again. Just if both of you guys are free, just like send me a quick message on Discord to be like, hey, we're you know, would this time work for you? And I'll reply back. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. Yeah, guys, I'll talk to you guys next time. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and enjoy the rest of whatever is coming for Walking Dead, Dead City, and I would say enjoy Fear. I would say enjoy Fear 8, B, but that's going to be impossible. I would say
You're asking too much, Brian. You're asking too much on that one.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I have this strong feeling that Fear is going to return right after Dead City, like around the time Daryl show comes. Like I have a feeling it's going to be I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit before Daryl's show. You know?
It probably will, to be honest.
Yeah, low key.
All right, guys. I'm heading out. I'm ending the stream.
All
Thank you
right.
guys so much. See you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Guys, thank you guys so much. Ciao, guys. All right, take care, guys. Bye.